speaking of teammates not getting the job done or getting the job done, the hot rumor around is that at Silverstone, Mercedes is going to announce the driver lineup for 2022, which will be an all-British lineup of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Can we say that, based on the way Bottas is performing, that this is just an inevitability? It's going to happen? Maybe not at Silverstone, but it's going to happen?
It's about time if it happens.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just see another Rosberg-Hamilton situation popping up if you put
Russell in there?
Russell in there.
I don't know, dude.
But then again, Russell is getting antsy. So if you don't give Russell the seat that he wants, or I don't know if Toto Wolff has promised him the seat at Mercedes, but he's going to want to go to a better seat where he can at least fight for points. Because remember, look at the current generation that you have now. You have Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris. These young guns are fighting for poles. They're fighting for wins. They're fighting for podiums. And Williams is just languishing in the back on a team that
shouldn't be back there.
Shouldn't be back there, but they are.
Of the legacy.
They're better, but they're still fighting with a Haas, or they're fighting for last place, basically. They're fighting for.
So let's say, for example,
for the best of the whackness.
Whackness.
Yeah, like.
So let's say, for example, he doesn't get the seat, and he gets anxious, and I don't know, he leaves. Who do you think is going to grab him? Where do you think he go? Is he going to replace Beto at Aston Martin? Is he going to replace Ricciardo at McLaren?
That's the thing. What seats are available next year? Where else can he go?
Or let's say, not even next year, 2 years from now. Something like that. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on. You're probably going to have Hamilton sign for another year. It's not a foregone conclusion that that Mercedes will sign Bottas. Obviously, Bottas is going to stay on Mercedes if he has a choice.
No, he'll go to Williams, and Russell will come to Mercedes.
So George Russell started with Williams in 2019. So this is already season 3.
2. Oh, 3 years.
3
races, yeah.
Yeah. So, like you said, where's he gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
That's really the main question. McLaren is set. Ferrari is set for now, and when they're not going to be set, they've already said Mick Schumacher's going into that role. Alpine.
Possible. But then you have rumors that Gasly might go to Alpine.
Yep.
Right.
That's always been the rumor, by the way.
Yeah, I don't see any other Red Bull team signing him.
Right. How much would Esteban
other
right. How much would Esteban Ocon love for him to be booted from Alpine for George Russell and then get that Mercedes seat? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I mean,
that ain't happening.
That's not happening.
But Ocon is holding his own in Alpine.
He's doing really well.
He's doing better.
I don't see them getting rid of Alonso, and Alonso seems to be getting better. So and Alonso signed for I think another year. No, he's signed for what, 3 years? 2 years.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
So
Aston Martin.
They're not gonna get rid of Stroll. Maybe if Vettel underperforms, but he seems to be getting better. And Vettel, I think, is signed for 3 years. So, I mean, where else can he go?
Stay put.
Stay put.
Toto holds all the cards.
No, what he could do is, since, he's known a Mercedes, Russell's known a Mercedes, just put water, like, in, Bottas radiators and stuff like that. So he'll have even more and more back.
Make him miss the flight.
This story just smells like the beginning of silly season. There's a reason why they call it silly season, because you hear silly rumors. But then again, listen, man, last season, what started everything off was, Ferrari getting rid of Vettel, and nobody expected that, and then everything started
going.
Then Sainz left for Ferrari, so you got an open seat. So Ricciardo signs with McLaren, which was super unexpected.
The first domino is going to be Kimi retiring. Everybody's going to want that Alfa Romeo seat. I know.
Right.
I know it.
To be with the bullet, to be next to the bullet,
to be in greatness.
And then you have other you have Callum Ilott, who chose not to race in F2, but He's the reserve driver at Alfa Romeo. But he finished second last year in F2, so he deserves at least a chance at a drive, and he might get that seat at Alfa Romeo. So you don't know. I mean, it's still a lot of up in the air. Either way, even if he does get a chance and it's going to be at Alfa, how much of an upgrade is that than the Williams?
It's not.
Yeah, so no.
The only thing.
What the hell is the point?
I mean, the only thing I could see is that now with the regulation changes coming for 22, and then going for like.
Yeah, but
you don't know what teams are going to be at the top.
Who's going to get it right? That's the key.
I would bet that Mercedes would come the closest.
Them and Red Bull and Ferrari definitely has the resources as well. So I mean, the top teams stay top.
So you don't
teams.
think Aston Martin would make, even though now they just announced that they're also going to raise their employments to like 800 people now instead of they want to close the gap.
How are they going to do that with that's weird
With the cost cap.
Because that counts for our personnel also.
Maybe they're
so like for example, Ferrari, Ferrari has a set budget set by their sponsors, so they needed to go into a new program, so they decided to go into the LMP1. I mean the hypercar in WEC or World Endurance Championship.
Thank you, yes, WEC.
Okay. WEC. So I mean, I don't know how you're gonna hire more people and be under the. Maybe they just don't have the same personnel that other people have. I don't know. I mean, but like I said, it's just there's not many options right now, but things can change, and we've seen things change very quickly.
It happened
last year.
Yeah. Is there any way that Bottas could potentially hold on to that seat, short of winning the championship?
It's tough.
Depends on how he does in the. He can't have performances like Imola and performances like he did last week in Baku. Yeah, if he keeps doing that,
and he can't line up at the pit stop incorrectly or at the pit.
Well, he didn't though, and Wolf admitted that he didn't. He finally admitted it that he didn't. Yeah, he did. Look it up. He finally admitted that it wasn't his fault. He was surprised because if you look at the tape, Actually, Hamilton, when he went in for the pit stop, actually was more off mark than Bottas was.
Well, it's Hamilton, man.
So that's on the pit crew.
Hamilton doesn't heat up the tires that much.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean yeah, and then the Mercedes. I don't know. Mercedes seems like they're unraveling right now.
I don't know about unraveling, but
You think they're in panic mode?
There's a lot of things.
Or party mode?
Party mode.
No, not party mode. There's a lot of things. For example, I mean, we all know Toto Wolff is a no-nonsense type of guy, but there's a lot of things that have been said and done that are very uncharacteristic of Mercedes. Meaning, all right, you blame, Toto Wolff threw Valtteri Bottas under the bus only to retract that because it was, he supposedly he was off, in an off position when he came in for the pit with that pit stop, with the longest pit stop ever in Monaco. And, and then he hits out at the team saying that it's unacceptable. And, it's not something that you usually hear from Mercedes. So it's almost like a toxic.
So it's pretty much done. It's almost like Vettel and Ferrari last year.
I wouldn't
not
say,
that serious.
I wouldn't say it's that serious, but it's starting to look. It looks like a team that's. It doesn't seem like it's Mercedes. Mercedes usually is like, oh yeah, we messed up, we'll come back next year. But now you have 2 races in a row, which you haven't seen in the hybrid era. I don't want to say toxic, but it just looks uncharacteristic. But it definitely seems that the pressure is getting to them. The pressure that Red Bull is putting on them week in, week out. It seems like it's getting to them, and that when you start putting pressure,
So they're getting rattled.
They start getting rattled, and
Mistakes happen.
usually the first sign of things
Panic.
going in disarray is people blaming other people, which Mercedes is, which they
No blame culture.
They pride themselves on having a no blame culture. So we'll see what happens. Verstappen and Red Bull are going to keep putting on the pressure, and if Perez keeps doing what he's doing, the pressure is on, as we have said before.
Thank you, Paris.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, and this is something that we wanted to happen, and it has. We thought it would happen with Perez joining the team. and we're just seeing it come into fruition.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Yeah.
which is fun for us.
So, yeah. Hey guys, this is Wellington from the Jump to Start Racing crew. Before we start, I want to make sure to tell you to destroy that like button and to make sure to hit subscribe to be up to date with our episodes and clips. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle on both platforms is @JumpTheStartF1. See you there.